About the asylum procedure. As an asylum seeker, you may have a few questions in mind, such as how long the asylum procedure would take, where will you stay in Slovakia, or whether you can work while you're here. We are here to take you through the asylum procedure and answer these questions so that you can have a better understanding of what you are about to go through. An asylum procedure usually lasts for 6 months. However, if a great number of asylum applications are being processed at the same time, if the case is complicated, or if the applicant does not cooperate with the authorities, the Immigration Office can extend the procedure for another 12 months. After submitting the application, it is time to wait for the results. If you have a lawyer, the decision will be delivered directly to him or her, who will familiarize you with its content. An interpreter will be used if necessary. Therefore, it is important for you to keep in contact with your lawyer. However, if you do not have a lawyer, the Migration Office will notify you of the time and place of the delivery of the decision, which normally would take place in the asylum camp or at the Migration Office in Bratislava. You are expected to be there at the designated time. If the Migration Office is unable to contact you, your decision will be displayed on the notice board at the asylum camp and it will be deemed as delivered, even though you were not personally notified. Therefore, it is important for you to provide the correct contact details, such as your address and phone number, and keep in contact with the Migration Office at all times. The Migration Office will hand over the written decision to you, which is in Slovak. The interpreter will then verbally translate its content into a language you understand. However, a written translation of the decision in a foreign language will not be provided. Whilst waiting for the results of your asylum procedure, you may wonder where can you stay in Slovakia. Do not worry, because asylum seekers are normally placed in open asylum centers. These centers have an open regime, meaning that after a medical examination and interview, you can request for permission to leave the center. If you have sufficient financial means to care for yourself, you can live anywhere in Slovakia. However, during the asylum procedure, you cannot leave Slovakia. If you leave the country during the asylum procedure, upon your return, you may be seen as at risk of leaving again, which will entitle the Slovak police to place you in a closed center instead. Let's say you have permission to leave the asylum center. You may wonder about finding employment and working as an asylum seeker. But pause for a second and refer to your residence permit. You can work as an asylum seeker only if your residence permit explicitly authorizes you to work. Otherwise, you can start working as an asylum seeker only after 9 months from the start of the asylum procedure. However, be reminded that being given the entitlement to work as an asylum seeker is only a temporary right during the long wait for the asylum procedure. There is no direct link between obtaining the temporary authorization to work and increased chances of success in the asylum procedure. If you stop being an asylum seeker, you will also lose this temporary authorization to work. If the lawsuit has been brought to the regional court or Supreme Court within 9 months from the start of your asylum procedure, please consult your lawyer or Migration Office if you are authorized to work or not. Let's fast forward a few months. You start to miss your family and wonder whether you can bring them to Slovakia. If you have been granted asylum or subsidiary protection, your spouse can be granted asylum for the purpose of family reunification, provided that your marriage had already existed at the time you left your country of origin. Family reunification also concerns unmarried minor children of yours or your spouse's. If a person granted asylum is under the age of 18, family reunification may also concern his or her parents or guardian, who has been entrusted with his or her personal care. In order to travel to Slovakia, these family members may apply for the national visa of the Slovak Republic, which will be granted if they do not represent a threat to the state security or public order. They only need to submit a valid travel document and proof of the family relationship. Family members have to submit an asylum application once they are in Slovakia. Alternatively, they could apply directly to Slovak embassies abroad, but they must do so within 3 months after you have been granted international protection. Again, submitting a valid travel document and proof of family relationship will be sufficient. In general, family members will receive the same type of international protection that has been granted to you. However, this general rule does not apply to cases where a person has been granted asylum for humanitarian reasons. In cases where the marriage was concluded only after the person had left the country of origin, it is not possible for the spouse or the extended family to apply for asylum for the purpose of family reunification. Instead, other rules that govern family reunification of foreigners would apply.